From Atlanta, Georgia, we are talking drumming and how this all applies to business with Frank Furness, all the way from South Africa, via Florida, via London, England, and Spain, and here from an undisclosed location in Atlanta, Georgia. What many people don't know, Frank, you're one of the great, and I mean the great sales trainers, speakers in the world. You're all over the world. But
just hang on, I've got 50 quid yet to give you.
Yeah. But you're actually a drummer.
That's it. First and foremost, drummer.
Can you give us a few
So there, traditional hold, this is the way you hold it. This is the way most young drummers hold it now. But you do that. When I took lessons when I was young, you started with rudiments. Anything you do in business, you've got to learn the basics. So we would start off like this: left, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. You do a rudiment, a 5-stroke roll. And then you go faster. And the same thing in business is, how do you get those basics right? So drumming and business are very similar.
Well, because we're in the home, we can't disclose location, of a true jazz aficionado.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Sorry.
But that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking, I can see here in the music room, what would you say, Frank? 3,000 albums?
Easy.
And cassettes.
And I know he's got 27 days worth of music that you can listen to. The real traditional jazz fundi, we're in his home.
So in terms of drumming, and just for the record, a fellow Vistage speaker named Sandy Gennaro, shout out, these are his drumsticks.
Take a look at that. Great drummer, great speaker.
So what is it that makes a great drummer? If you were to name your top 3 favorite drummers of all time for their technique and their passion, Frank, who would they be?
Well, of course, it's got to be, I like Keith Moon, but if we go to Zeppelin, Bonham's got to be up there.
Bonham's on your list?
Bonham's on my rock list there.
Yeah.
If we go to jazz, Buddy Rich has got to be up there.
Okay.
And then, do you remember the band Nirvana?
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl's got to be up there. He played drums for Nirvana, then became the guitarist for Foo Fighters. That guy is so talented. And I don't know if you've read his book, The Storyteller.
Beautiful book.
Isn't it amazing?
Highly recommended. Great book for business, actually.
Oh, 100%.
So I love your part about fundamentals.
Fundamentals.
For the drummer. Now talk about the band. What could business learn from being in a band? Because you've played, in fact, Frank, hit the charts in South Africa.
Great. And I think what we can learn from business, if you play in a band, you've got to listen to each other. If you're in business, you've got to be listening to each other. If you're in a band, one person who's out of tune or flat screws up the whole band. You're in business, you've got one person who's flat, who's not upping their game, it's messed up. When you're playing in a band, you feed off your audience. So you're looking at them, you're getting their feel. Do they want something faster? Do they want something slower? And you're feeding off them. When you're in business, you're feeding off your customers. What are you doing? What are they wanting?
So you have to adjust the set list sometimes 100%. On stage.
Yeah. You can't just go up there and say, we're going to do this. Sometimes you've got to let's slow down the audiences and watch your audiences, the eyes. If they're losing interest, I go into a sales call, I'm not on my pitch. Somebody loses interest, they cross their arms, I'm not there. It's exactly the same in music.
So if people watching this are curious, intrigued to learn more about how to get a hold of you, Frank, you just shout it out.
Yes, so I speak about AI, ChatGPT, and how it applies to sales now. Because again, it's so similar to music. You've got to keep up with the trends. You've got to keep practicing. This is the latest. So yeah, just drop me an email, frank@frankfurness.com, frankfurness.com, or check out my website, Frank Furness, or follow me on LinkedIn, Frank Furness.
Yeah, he's very easy to find if you Google him. He's all over the internet. And that's the lowdown from an undisclosed location in Atlanta, Georgia.